This stop is Bricktown Mall and Shopping Center. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Allentown Lane. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Allentown Lane. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and South Bridge Street. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and South Bridge Street. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Richmond Valley Road. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Richmond Valley Road. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Nassau Place. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Nassau Place. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Arthur Kill Station. Transfer available to Staten Island Railway. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Arthur Kill Station. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Wood Avenue. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Wood Avenue. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Yetman Avenue. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Yetman Avenue. Next stop, Arthur Kill Road and Main Street. Transfer available to Staten Island Railway. This stop is Arthur Kill Road and Main Street. Next stop, Main Street and Craig Avenue. This stop is Main Street and Craig Avenue. Next stop, Main Street and Amboy Road. This stop is Main Street and Amboy Road. Next stop, Main Street and Highland Boulevard. This stop is Main Street and Highland Boulevard. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Brighton Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Brighton Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Yetman Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Yetman Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Sprague Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Sprague Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Jolene Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Jolene Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Bedell Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Bedell Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Page Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Page Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Richard Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Richard Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Cunningham Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Cunningham Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Kenny Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Kenny Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Sherrod Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Sherrod Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Woodvale Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Woodvale Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Bayview Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Bayview Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Inez Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Inez Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Seguin Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Seguin Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Cornelia Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Cornelia Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Luton Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Luton Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Huguenot Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Huguenot Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Arbutus Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Arbutus Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Wendy Drive. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Wendy Drive. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Poyon Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Poyon Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Dole Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Dole Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Lipset Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Lipset Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Barclay Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Barclay Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Holdridge Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Holdridge Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Arden Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Arden Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Woods of Arden Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Woods of Arden Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Hales Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Hales Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Richmond Avenue. Transfer available to Sim1C. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Richmond Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Winchester Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Winchester Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Littlefield Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Littlefield Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Armstrong Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Armstrong Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Goodall Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Goodall Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Nelson Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Nelson Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Hillside Terrace. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Hillside Terrace. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Great Kills Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Great Kills Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Fieldway Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Fieldway Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Keegan's Lane. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Keegan's Lane. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Redgrave Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Redgrave Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Bay Terrace. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Bay Terrace. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Justin Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Justin Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Spratt Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Spratt Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Buffalo Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Buffalo Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Chesterton Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Chesterton Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Montreal Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Montreal Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Brook Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Brook Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Guyan Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Guyan Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Oak Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Oak Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Reno Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Reno Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Ebbets Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Ebbets Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Beach Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Beach Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Ross Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Ross Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Jacques Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Jacques Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Burbank Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Burbank Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Otis Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Otis Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Elm Tree Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Elm Tree Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Lincoln Avenue. Transfer available to S51. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Lincoln Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Midland Avenue. Transfer available to S51. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Midland Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Hamden Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Hamden Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Adams Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Adams Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Jefferson Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Jefferson Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Seaver Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Seaver Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Naughton Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Naughton Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Buell Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Buell Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Liberty Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Liberty Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Cromwell Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Cromwell Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Delaware Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Delaware Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Evergreen Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Evergreen Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Benton Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Benton Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Reed Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Reed Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Quintard Street. Transfer available to Staten Island Railway. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Quintard Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Parkinson Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Parkinson Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Norway Avenue. Transfer available to S53. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Norway Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Laporte Boulevard. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Laporte Boulevard. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Kramer Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Kramer Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Linwood Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Linwood Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Sand Lane. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Sand Lane. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and West Fingerboard Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and West Fingerboard Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Fingerboard Road. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Fingerboard Road. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Piedmont Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Piedmont Avenue. Next stop, Olga Place and Highland Boulevard. This stop is Olga Place and Highland Boulevard. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Narrows Road South. Transfer available to Sim1C. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Narrows Road South. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Narrows Road South. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Donley Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Donley Avenue. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Rennell Street. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Rennell Street. Next stop, Highland Boulevard and Tompkins Avenue. This stop is Highland Boulevard and Tompkins Avenue. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and St. Mary's Avenue. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and St. Mary's Avenue. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and Chestnut Avenue. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and Chestnut Avenue. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and Townsend Avenue. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and Townsend Avenue. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and Vanderbilt Avenue. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and Vanderbilt Avenue. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and Hill Street. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and Hill Street. Next stop, Tompkins Avenue and Broad Street. Transfer available to S74. This stop is Tompkins Avenue and Broad Street. Next stop, Canal Street. This stop is Canal Street. Next stop, Van Duzer Street and Beach Street. This stop is Van Duzer Street and Beach Street. Next stop, Van Duzer Street and Baltic Street. This stop is Van Duzer Street and Baltic Street. Next stop, Van Duzer Street and Grant Street. This stop is Van Duzer Street and Grant Street. Next stop, Bay Street and Hannah Street. Transfers available to S51 and S76. This stop is Bay Street and Hannah Street. Next stop, Bay Street and Victory Boulevard. Transfers available to Staten Island Railway, S46, S48 and S62. This stop is Bay Street and Victory Boulevard. Next stop, Bay Street and Slauson Terrace. Transfers available to S46, S48 and S62. This stop is Bay Street and Slauson Terrace. Next stop, Bay Street and Borough Place. Transfers available to S46, S48 and S62. This stop is Bay Street and Borough Place. Next stop, St. George Ferry and Ramp C. Transfers available to Staten Island Ferry, Staten Island Railway, S40, S46, S48 and S62. This stop is St. George Ferry and Ramp C. This is S78 to St. George Ferry.